Hi, today we're going to talk about the Federal Department of Education, a fundamental department in funding students like me and yours education in the public schools from K to 12. So on January 20th, Trump signed an executive order to essentially close the Federal Department of Education. Now, the Federal Department of Education works on providing student loans for people and many other things like funding public schools and giving them resources. Now, what Trump effectively wants to do is scale back this Department of Education. So for now, you've seen a 1,300 worker layoffs in the Department of Education, and also a huge cut to public school funding. Trump seeks to stop funding to any programs that work on gender ideology. Now, Trump has defended this executive order with the reason that, firstly, he wants to restore local control to the local governments and state governments instead of the federal government. Also, he wants to eliminate indoctrination with racial ideologies and gender ideology. And lastly, Trump wants to support school choice when it comes to private schools so that they can be more competitive. But of course, every action has its drawbacks too. As we can see with this photo right here, many states and students from the K to 12 do heavily rely on federal funding from the federal government for their schools. In fact, over 90% of Americans have attended public schools. And furthermore, look at this graph that goes more into detail about the low-income families attending public schools. Now, these might be the most heavily affected because they might not have the money to attend private schools and so still depend on public schools. Now, I don't know what the future of this will be, but it seems like Trump's plan is to dismantle the Department of Education to return this jurisdiction and responsibility over to states. Now that you've learned about it, I hope you can research and understand more about policies in our current government and actions that affect the American youth. Okay, so in the future, we'll never know what will happen to our Department of Education. But let's all remember one thing. The education is key to our next generation's success and learning and knowledge. So it's important that we make sure America's education is the best. And through whatever actions we'll see, I hope it leads to the best outcome.